Good, happy Thursday morning, October 8th, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Thursday morning, so let's begin. First up, we begin with COVID-19 updates. 2 deaths, 2 new hospitalizations for COVID-19 in New Hampshire, officials say. 71 new cases confirmed in state. New Hampshire health officials reported 2 more deaths and 2 more hospitalizations due to COVID-19, along with 71 new confirmed cases. Officials said the Granite Staters who died were Hillsborough County women aged 60 or older. There have been 448 deaths attributed to COVID-19 in New Hampshire. Health officials said 43 of the new cases of COVID-19 were confirmed by PCR test and 28 were confirmed by rapid antigen test. The daily test positivity rate was 1.1%. Officials said 18 Granite Staters are currently hospitalized for COVID-19. There are 507 current COVID-19 cases in the state. New Hampshire COVID-19 pandemic information, graphs, and case data. Let's take a look at that right now. And here is a look at that information for all of you right now. There are 8,800 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. 7,542,059 number of people in the United States have tested positive. 448 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 745 number of people who have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And 652 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. And let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where current cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 80. And let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where total cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 2170. And now let's take a look at these 3 charts here. Let's start with the first chart here. New cases each day in New Hampshire in the purple. Daily new positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, new hospitalization. And in the red, deaths. And let's take a look at this chart here. Current cases in the purple. Total current COVID-19 cases. And in the orange, current hospitalization. And let's take a look at this chart here. Total cases in the purple. Total positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, total hospitalization. Red, deaths, and blue, recovered. And now let's take a look at this chart here. Age group of cases. Female and male of cases. And risk information. And let's take a look at this chart here. Infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. And let's take a look at this chart here. Deaths, percent of New Hampshire population, race/ethnicity of cases, and hospitalizations. And a reminder, your common symptoms: fever, lack of smell, cough, difficult breathing, chills, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. How it spreads, and prevention tips. And be sure to stay with the Riley King Network for the latest of your COVID-19 information. Potential COVID-19 outbreak linked to Nashua Church, health officials say. 7 cases linked to an event at Gate City Church. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Century Roofing, you've met my team, the best in the business. Is a lifetime warranty good enough for you? And payment options, financing is available, and we accept all credit cards. We got you covered.
Tonight, health officials are investigating a potential outbreak at a church in Nashua. HHS says 7 people that tested positive for COVID-19 attended an event hosted by the Gate City Church located on Main Street. The investigation dates back to a multi-day prayer session that began on September 19th.
We know that you can be infectious with this virus up to 2 days before you even exhibit any symptoms or test positive. And so it's possible that some of these individuals were in attendance at events in the days just before their illness onset. And we also think it's possible that transmission has occurred in this setting.
If you attended any events associated with the church, health officials say to keep a close eye out for any potential symptoms.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Govunu issues executive order requiring police implicit bias training in state police body cams. Order implements more than 20 recommendations from Law Enforcement Accountability Commission. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Charisse LeClaire.
Palmer Gas and Oil has been keeping homes in New Hampshire, northern Massachusetts, and southern Maine comfortable for over 85 years and 4 generations.
Nationwide calls for social justice and better relationships between law enforcement and communities of color. Changes are coming to Granite State law enforcement.
To come out with an end product that I think will be a national model is, something to be heralded.
Changes include implicit bias and de-escalation training, a plan to require body cameras for state police, and the establishment of a public integrity unit within the Department of Justice that would handle the investigation and prosecution of allegations of criminal conduct by government officials.
This office did not have the staffing to take care of each of those cases, and what we learned is if you are in different areas of the state, different things happened.
Through that, the differences in those difficult conversations, we came out unanimous, and it's nice to see the governor supported those 100%.
Hanover Police Chief Charlie Dennis, who was on the commission that created the recommendations and serves as the president of the New Hampshire Association of Chiefs of Police, says these tools will help officers statewide. There will also be enhanced focus on recruiting officers from diverse communities, establish greater relationships with the deaf and hard of hearing community, and ongoing training on dealing with the mental health of officers.
Learning how to deal with that, having your team members and fellow officers being able to support you through that process is crucial.
And the members of that commission told us that this is just the beginning of a conversation. Meantime, the governor wants these changes implemented by July 2021. In Bedford, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Some long-term care facilities told to change reopening status as community COVID-19 cases rise. Health officials warn people may be letting guard down. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Jessica Moran.
Why choose Century Roofing? You've met my team, the best in the business. Is a lifetime warranty good enough for you? And payment options, financing is available, and we accept all credit cards. Century Roofing, we got you covered.
With the rise in COVID-19 cases in the southeastern portion of New Hampshire, state health officials are telling long-term care facilities to keep a close eye on the latest numbers.
We want all of you to be looking at and paying attention to the data that's out there, because this will impact what happens in businesses, organizations, long-term care facilities, schools around the state.
Health officials say the rise in cases means some facilities have to adjust what reopening phase they're in. Those in Manchester and Nashua should be in phase 1. Most everyone else can be in phase 2. Cheshire and Coos are the only counties that should be in phase 3. State health officials say some of the rise in infections stems from more testing related to schools reopening, but they also believe people are letting their guard down.
A little over half are from Hillsborough County alone, including the cities of Manchester and Nashua. But about a third of these 680 new infections are from the cities of Manchester and Nashua.
Public health officials also provided an update on the state's latest plans for vaccine distribution. They don't have insight into when a vaccine will be ready, but they're preparing plans for as early as November. When a vaccine is approved, they'll recommend including long-term care facilities in the first phase.
With the long-term care facilities, we're looking at getting you guys vaccines so that your staff can vaccinate themselves and the residents. So that's our primary focus at the beginning of the response.
Public health officials say distribution will be a combination effort from government and non-government entities. In Manchester, Jessica Moran, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. U.S. charges 2 ISIS members in killings of hostages fully and stole off others. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
For the easy and the complex, the small stuff and the big, we're here with the affordable local loans, easy to manage accounts, and financial advice to help you blaze a trail, figure stuff out, and make your money go farther. We're Granite State Credit Union. Live bold.
I am so grateful.
For 6 years, Diane Foley has been seeking justice for the brutal killing of her son James at the hands of ISIS militants. Foley was a photojournalist covering the human impact of conflict in Syria when he was taken hostage in late 2012. One of 4 Americans tortured and killed. 2 men, British jihadist El Shafi El-Sheikh and Alexander Cote, faced charges in federal court in Virginia late today, including conspiring to commit hostage-taking resulting in death and conspiring to murder American citizens.
I'm hoping these men will give us information, implicate the many others who may be hiding in refugee camps or in their own countries, and also help us to recover the remains of our loved ones, too.
The pair has been held since January 2018. The Foleys and parents of the other 3 American victims have been pushing for a trial on U.S. soil ever since.
I say to Diane and John, Paula and Ed, Marcia and Carl, and Shirley and Art, it's now a certainty that ISIS will not have the last word when it comes to your children. You will.
Diane says she hopes for the chance to speak to the men directly.
They're young men who were led astray in a horrible way, and I think that's why I'm against the death penalty. I think they need the opportunity to understand the truth themselves of what they were part of.
Diane says her son would have wanted this. He would have wanted a fair trial to find out just how involved these 2 men were. Reporting live, Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Last night was the vice presidential debate, and last night's debate was much better than the previous debate with President Donald Trump and Joe Biden. More civil, but still heated as Pence and Harris debate. Let's take a listen to this video right now.
Why choose Century Roofing? You've met my team, the best in the business. Is a lifetime warranty good enough for you? And payment options. Financing is available, and we accept all credit cards. Century Roofing, we got you covered. focus on the issues, starting with the coronavirus.
The American people have witnessed what is the greatest failure of any presidential administration.
The reality is, when you look at the Biden plan, it reads an awful lot like what President Trump and I and our task force have been doing every step of the way.
Discussing President Trump's battle with COVID-19.
The care the president received at Walter Reed Hospital, the White House doctors, was exceptional. And the transparency that they practiced all along the way will continue.
Joe Biden has been so incredibly transparent, and certainly by contrast, that the president has not.
On the issue of vaccines.
If the doctors tell us that we should take it, I'll be the first in line to take it. Absolutely. But if Donald Trump tells us that we should take it, I'm not taking it.
The fact that you continue to undermine public confidence in a vaccine, if the vaccine emerges during the Trump administration, I think is unconscionable.
Then, turning to the economy.
Joe Biden believes you measure the health and the strength of America's economy based on the health and the strength of the American worker.
The American economy, the American comeback is on the ballot with 4 more years of growth.
Thank you,
and opportunity.
Along with efforts on health care.
Obamacare was a disaster. The American people remember it well.
If you have a pre-existing condition, heart disease, diabetes, breast cancer, they're coming for you.
Okay, and there you go on that video. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for watching this morning edition. Have a great rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.